Our next tribute comes from Father Chad Miciak, a close family friend and a spiritual companion to Ilyn. Their bond was rooted in faith, in trust, and in a shared devotion to Our Lady. Ilyn held Father Chad in the highest regard, not only as a priest, but as someone who truly understood her heart and walked beside her in prayerful friendship. In March, she joined a Marian pilgrimage led by Father Chad, a journey filled with grace, reflection, and moments of deep healing that touched her spirit profoundly. Please welcome Father Chad.
Recently, one of my altar servers before Mass said to me, "Father, you're a silly priest." I don't know why he said that, and I kind of get why. And you might understand why too, after I have to say what I'm going to say. A couple years ago, I was leading a pilgrimage to Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico. And I happened to be in a particular city, at a particular shrine, and I was sharing this image of Our Lady of Guadalupe. They had a beautiful reproduction of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And I had found out, the time I was praying in front of this image, I had found out later that Ilyn was also praying during that same time in front of the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe in St. Teresa's parish. And her prayer was that she said out loud, "Mama Mary, I pray that Father Chad quits drinking beer." Kind of odd. I didn't know I had a drinking problem. I don't have a drinking problem. I just like beer. But it was, funny that she would say that. Part of me, wanted to quit drinking beer. And I found reflecting, after she had passed, I was thinking about her, and I remembered that, oddly enough, and I'm like, maybe I should quit drinking beer for Ilyn. I can't. So, if I do quit drinking beer, that can start the canonization process. Father Chad quit drinking beer. But, in all kind of silliness aside, as a priest, I look to others like, a lot of time I think of my holiness, my spiritual life as, praying for those who are in need of prayer, who are away from God, who are sick, who are ill, struggling with their faith, with life. But then there's some of those rare people I find that, you see within the church community. And Ilyn was one of those rare people who, as the priest, guess what? I'm always at church. You know who I always seen at church? Ilyn. Ilyn was also always there. Just seeing the faith of this woman who was always there, always praying silently, always helping out, always in the choir, always working in the store, always selling cards, always volunteering, It's just so beautiful to see that witness of just someone give their life to God, to give their life to the church. And then it was shared with me as well that, even in her suffering at the end, she had said, all for Jesus, I give this to the Lord.
Yes.
That's beautiful. I deal with people that, speak to me who don't want to suffer, and I have to, encourage them to take up their cross. This is what God is asking of us sometimes, is to suffer and to know that Ilyn bared that cross. She bared that cross for us, to offer that up for us as well. I'm sure she was praying for each and every one of us during that time. So it's so beautiful. So I just I'm so blessed to have got to know her. You know, when I first came to St. Sorry, I'll wrap this up really quick. I knew I would talk way too long. When I first got to St. Teresa's as an intern, where is she? Spinelli. I remember you were the first person that came up to me and introduced yourself to me. I remember that because I was like, what a name, Spinelli. I don't know if I remember that. I think you kept having to remind me what your name was. But yeah.
Remember Stanley Ford.
Ilyn, Spinelli, Cora, you know, just great sisters who were always inviting me to be with you guys, who introduced me to this, you know, this Filipino community, which I have to admit, I absolutely love being part of this community. You guys are amazing. Your culture, how you come together in love, in your joys, your sorrows, your parties. You know, just to see everyone there when Ilyn had passed, everyone was coming to the house to offer those prayers and support. So, you know, to all of you, and especially to Ilyn, I know she's praying for me. I've been praying to her, asking me. I know she's here. So I know praying to her to help me to grow as a better priest, because she was a great inspiration, and she was one of the people in the church that made me want to be better, that made me want to be holy, because I witnessed her